Here at Billd, we see one thing pretty clearly. The repayments chain in construction is broken.
I think there needs to be more innovation.
Every time I've done it, there's like an aha moment.
Yeah.
It's always something different. It's just not monotonous.
Hey, thanks for joining us at the Billd Construction Roundtable. My name's Russ Briscoe. I'm our VP Sales at Billd, and I am delighted to be joined today by three super smart gentlemen who are totally going to outmatch me in all which directions construction. That's why we've got them here, representing different angles and sides of our big industry. To my left, thanks for joining us, Jason Biter with J.E. Dunn. To my right, far right, Ryan McClagan. Nailed it?
Nailed it.
First try, nailed it. Ryan's with Texas Air Systems. Looking forward to our conversation. Thanks for hanging out. And to my immediate right, the godfather of mechanical construction in Central Texas. Is that fair to say?
Sure.
Okay. Mike Irwin with SI Mechanical. Mike, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
I have been looking forward to this roundtable and hanging out with you guys for many reasons, having to do with each of you gentlemen and your experience and how I've gotten to know you, but also because scratching around and looking, I don't know if we've seen different sides of the industry represented at the same table to have this type of an honest conversation. So for the next time here together, we'll talk through challenges and we'll aim to be honest and sincere about kind of what you're seeing out there and your perspective on maybe how to mitigate or overcome those challenges, right? What's the biggest wrench the industry has thrown at you over the last, I don't know, 5, 15 years you've been in this game?
The volatility in the supply chain and lead times has been probably one of our biggest issues we've seen as a supplier in the last, 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
So it used to be, as a supplier, your value is, the relationships with the mechanicals and the owners and providing a really good design of the HVAC or electrical equipment, and then doing a really good job managing the jobs, getting the stuff on time, communicating, servicing that
Working
equipment.
for change orders.
Right?
Yeah.
Now it's just that kind of value proposition as a manufacturer's rep or distributor is how fast can we get it? So you're seeing a lot of, the old kind of our sales skills of really providing a lot of value is now just more, how fast can we get stuff? And that's a challenge. It's hard for us.
Because even from the top down, from a client's perspective, as Mike stated, there's some mega jobs out there where the client has, this thing needs to be built in 24 months. You're running the numbers, that's a lot of revenue per day. But once again, they're looking at it, as soon as they get the facility up and running, they're looking at their revenue stream.
Sure.
And it's almost sometimes unrealistic, the schedules that they're putting out there. It's like, especially here in Central Texas, there's so many mega jobs going on that the craft pool is not there, and the supply chain issues add a wrench to it to even achieve that type of schedule.
There's control subcontractors that have control equipment they can't get because there's chip shortage, so even on some of the units there's chip shortages, so the unit's sitting out in the parking lot behind the plant waiting, just like the auto industry. They got AC units sitting out there in the parking lot. They can't ship them out because it's waiting for a couple chips. So it's not that it's taking the 60 weeks to build a unit when it used to take 16 weeks. It's the unit's built, they just can't finish it and ship it out because it's missing a couple parts or pieces. And I think the plant's also having labor issues from when they shut down from COVID. They come back 50% capacity, furloughed people. Those people went and got other jobs or who knows what they're doing, but the demand for the products never slowed down. The demand just kept going. So now you've got a labor supply issue on the manufacturing side that's hitting them as well.
Let me ask this question in light of that, being on the same page. General contractors, subcontractors, is there a mutual understanding around the terms at which you're buying materials? Are you guys on the same page about economic realities that you're facing?
on a large project, the mechanical, electrical, plumbing systems traditionally make up 40 to 50% of the project cost.
Yeah.
Huge impact. If I don't have a strong relationship with my mechanical trade partner and our suppliers to understand the lead time issues, then I can provide information to the client to make decisions. So you got to educate the client on understanding that, hey, decisions need to be made up front, because that piece of equipment, the HVAC, is 52 weeks out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we need to get that in an earlier bid package to
Yeah.
get it ordered. But then you got a mechanical engineer of record saying, you want what by when?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm only in the SD phase, but like say, our construction schedule is only 18 months, and if I wait till CDs, this is never going to meet.
Yeah.
So our relationship we have with subcontractors and suppliers really help us
Right.
understand procurement challenges and also understand how the market's influxing.
There's sometimes a fear of like a lack of competitiveness. So if you bring a supplier in early, well, then you're stuck with them and you're not going to get a good price. And I think now with the challenges in the market and supply chain, that's not true. I mean, you can still get a very competitive price, but it's about value. It's about project schedule. It's about the quality of the equipment, the design of the building, and getting a competitive price is a piece of it. And I think that's a big focus for owners and generals in the past, but it needs to be collaboration. And how can we view a supplier as a partner that's going to come help us find really, really good solutions to get our goal, right?
That's the conversations we're having with our customers is, how can we be brought into the conversations early?
Yeah.
And I think there's some fear that if they bring a subcontractor in early, that they may be locked down to use that sub, so to speak.
You mentioned that too.
And that they're going to lose that price edge.
Yeah, the clients fear that, yes.
Yeah.
But it's our job to say they still get competitive pricing, but the value of lining up the craft, lining up the equipment, the impact this is going to have on schedule and quality is going to totally outweigh anything else.
And you guys typically look to work with the same trusted and true subcontractors.
Correct.
Who are working with the same reliable and innovative distributors, right?
Yes.
Like, so I see it as you guys in the middle, in a certain sense, helping everybody advance.
We have such a strong relationship with trade partners whose values on how they run the business, how they treat their employees match up consistently with ours. And when we all have the same values and work for the same goals with the client, the architect, the GC, and our trade partners, I mean, the job's going to be magical.
Well, what's an example of, hey, this has been a problem for SI Mechanical, and here's how we've end-arounded it?
So a lot of the different subcontract trades buy material that's generally sitting on a shelf, like drywall or roofing or flooring.
Yeah.
Our type of work has to be fabricated. There's a lot of welding going on piping systems. With the ductwork, there's a lot of fabrication.
Yeah.
So we started almost immediately jumping off into prefabrication. We have detailers using Revit and another software program, Trimble product. It allows us to prefabricate all the ductwork off of our shop drawing. Every piece has a unique tag number, so when the guys in the field are installing it, it's like a puzzle going together.
Yeah.
And so we take it a step further, so all the taps in the ductwork are cut in the shop. We section it together in 10-foot sections. Open ends are shrink wrapped, duct sealers applied. So a lot of the labor that we would spend in the field is pulled back into the shop, where we can control our costs better.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with weather, other subcontractors in the way, and so it allows us to sometimes start 3 to 6 months before we need to be on a project, and we can fabricate. We've got the space to store it, and as soon as the general contractor says ready, set, go, we can start shipping trailer loads of material out there, and that we can take weeks, if not months, off schedules.
I mean, I'll kick the question to you.
No, and just to parlay on what Mike is saying, just to help alleviate the process, I mean, with some of our more serial builder clients and more sophisticated clients, I mean, design build is a procurement process we're seeing more prevalent. That's where going back to the old days of the master builder. We're the builder, but the architect and engineers work for us.
Sure.
So it forces that collaboration
Yeah.
to really understand what we're building and helps us identify challenges along the way, not only during design process from a construction perspective, so we can address them early, but design build only works when you have, like I said, a sophisticated serial builder.
Mm-hmm.
They have a design criteria manual, or they provide bridging documents, so you have some kind of parameters of what you're going to build.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're taking it a step further, and it's been kind of an eye-opening experience, and it's more of one of our private clients, is we're doing design build, but instead of hiring a mechanical engineer, traditional mechanical engineer, we're hiring a mechanical trade partner who has engineering in-house, and they go out and build it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're bringing that wealth of knowledge of what's going to take to procure and build these things into the design component.
Yeah.
So we have several projects going on where the mechanical engineer and electrical engineer of record are also going to be the trade partners going out and building it.
Yeah. It's kind of like that master builder.
Yeah, so
efficiency.
bringing that mentality
Yeah.
to the design team really helps us get ahead of these challenges.
What are some of the challenges?
Once again, labor,
Yeah.
poor design, procurement issues,
Yeah.
cost issues.
Yeah.
So if they're designing the system, they're designing something they know it's going to meet the client's needs,
Yeah.
but then they have a pulse on the market as far as, okay, if I'm going to spec this kind of equipment, I know it's something that's going to work to meet their criteria, but something I can gain access to,
Mm-hmm.
something that I can put my finger on that pricing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and once again, if they're designing it, they know the schedule behind it, so it's going to allow them to ramp up the craft needed necessary to go build it.
Maybe not your company specifically, but your representative space in the build process. What do you wish that everyone understood about suppliers and distributors on commercial and civil construction jobs?
Yeah, I think from a supplier standpoint, we can come to the table with the knowledge and expertise of the systems. And so if we can increase collaboration between subcontractors, general contractors, owners, and be brought to the table early, we can help with the ideas around prefabrication and lead time issues. So we got a client that wants to build something in 14 months. We can help. There may be a different system design that we can work with the mechanical, electrical, plumbing engineer, and you guys to come up with different ways to achieve that project purpose. So that knowledge and expertise on the systems and the things, the components that are going in the building, and how we can help design them will be key. So I think collaboration and getting in early to help the whole team achieve the goal.
Technical acumen, smart guys.
I think creating that team environment with your construction partners, whether it be a vendor or a general contractor, and knowledge is power. So the quicker you can address deficiencies or challenges, the sooner you can address those and bring them to light, the more options you have to solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So that we've always approached every project, in that team mentality.
Collaborative.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's key. It's not a us against them type of mentality. We found that the team collaboration tends to work better.
At the start of all our projects, we get the architect, we get the client, sometimes the facilities folks, the end users, and the contractor together. And we have what you call a project purpose statement. We get together for about an hour to 2 hours, getting ready to go. Why are we building this facility? It gets beyond the bricks and mortars, beyond the design, behind the schedule issues, procurement issues. Why are we building this building?
Yeah.
And we come with a project purpose statement that every time I've done it, there's like an aha moment.
Yeah.
Everybody sees it, and it's the rally cry.
Yeah.
This is why we're doing it. And we know we're going to have challenges and issues along the way, but once again, we got to put those differences aside, collaborate to find a solution, because at the end of the day, this is why we're building this building. So when we have those project purpose statements, it really helps set the bar as far as keeping everybody on task what we're doing, especially if the challenges out there.
I love that. I love that. Collaborative, communicative, the why behind, right? Yeah. I think we got to bring this table to the job site.
That's right.